It's the grandson of right thought. So in my last video, I had a comment, a person asking me about Cain and Abel and their marriages, who they were married to. And so I'm going to read from some of the sacred text about Cain and Abel, their births, their wives, who were their wives, whatnot. We're going to read about it and get some clarification on it so that we all have an understanding. This is from the Forgotten Books of Eden. This is chapter 74. All right, so it says, "And they dwelt on the earth working in order to continue in the well-being of their bodies, and were so until the 9 months of Eve's childbearing were ended, and the time drew near when she must be delivered. Then she said unto Adam, This cave is a pure spot by reason of the signs wrought in it since we left the garden, and we shall again pray in it. It is not meet then that I should bring forth in it." So she says, it's not right that I give birth in there. We be in there praying. It's a righteous, clean spot. I don't want to defile it by having birth in it, by giving birth in here. Okay? "Let us rather repair to that of the sheltering rock, which Satan hurled at us when he wished to kill us with it. But that was held up and spread as an awning over us by the command of God, and formed a cave. Then Adam removed her to that cave." So Adam took her there. "And when the time came that she should bring forth, she travailed much." So Adam was sorry, and his heart suffered for her sake. He had compassion on her, for she was nigh unto death, that the word of God to her should be fulfilled. "In suffering shalt thou bear a child, and in sorrow shalt thou bring forth thy child." You remember when the Most High told Eve that? You're going to have sorrow in your childbirth now? Okay, now that's being fulfilled. Now we know that Cain is not Adam's seed. Okay? Everyone knows that. Cain came from the wicked one. The scriptures bear witness to that over and over and over. He's not Adam's seed. So she's giving birth to Cain, her first child. Okay, now let's see what happens here. Let's go down to 5. Verse 5. "And God looked at his maidservant Eve, and delivered her, and she brought forth her firstborn son, and with him a daughter." Uh-oh. So Cain was born with a sister with him, or a daughter, it says, with him. Okay? So Eve gave birth to a male child, Cain, and a female child. Y'all understand that? Let's go down to 7. Let's go down to 7. "The meaning of Cain is hater." Y'all see that? "Because he hated his sister and their mother's womb." He was a hater from the beginning. He was a murderer from the beginning, guys. Ere they came out of it. So before they came out of it, he was already hating his sister in the womb. "Therefore did Adam name him Cain." Hater named him Cain. "But Luluwa," which is the sister that was born, means beautiful, because she was more beautiful than her mother. So Luluwa was very, very, very beautiful. Okay? "Then Adam and Eve waited until Cain and his sister were 40 days old, when Adam said unto Eve, We will make an offering and offer it up in behalf of the children. And Eve said, We will make one offering for the firstborn son, and afterwards we shall make one for the daughter." All right? So now we know that there's Luluwa and Cain born together. You see? Born together. All right, now let's go to the next chapter. Chapter 75. Let's see. So they did their offerings. I want to get to Abel. Okay, verse 11. "When the days of nursing the children were ended," that's Cain and Luluwa, "Eve again conceived. And when her days were accomplished, she brought forth another son and daughter. And they named the son Abel, and the daughter Achlia." Y'all see that? So you got Cain and Luluwa, okay, the hater and the beautiful one. And then you got Abel, and you got Achlia. Okay? "Then at the end of 40 days, same thing like before, Adam made an offering for the son. And at the end of 80 days, he made another offering for the daughter, and did by them as he had done before Cain and his sister Luluwa." See? "He brought them to the cave of treasures, where they received a blessing, and then returned to the cave where they were born. After the birth of these, Eve ceased from childbearing. All right. Let's go to the next chapter. Chapter 76. Cain becomes jealous because of his sisters. All right. So let's see what happens here. And the children began to wax stronger and to grow in stature. But Cain was hard-hearted and ruled over his younger brother. You see that? So out of Jacob and Esau, who's the older one? Esau is. He's the older over his brother. And now, did he try to rule over his brother for the longest time? Yes, he did. Because he's hard-hearted, see? So it's the same story from the very beginning. He said, I claimed the ending from the beginning. That's what the Most High says, see? So let's see. He was hard-hearted and ruled over his brother. And oftentimes when his father made an offering, he would remain behind and not go with them to offer up. But as to Abel, he had a meek heart and was obedient to his father and mother, whom he often moved to make an offering because he loved it and prayed and fasted much. Then came this sign to Abel as he was coming into the cave of treasures and saw the golden rods, the incense, and the myrrh. He inquired to his parents, Adam and Eve, concerning them, and said unto them, How did you come by these? Then Adam told him all that had befallen them, and Abel felt deeply about what his father told him. He told him about how he got cast out of the garden, how they did the sin, and they were cast out, okay? All right, so then Abel has a vision that he would be killed. The devil said he was going to kill him, okay? So let's get to that. 7. And that night while he was praying, this is Abel, Satan appeared unto him under the figure of a man, who said to him, Thou hast oftentimes moved thy father to make an offering, to fast and to pray. Therefore I will kill thee and make thee perish from this world. But as for Abel, he prayed to God and drove away from him. So y'all see that? Satan already had a vendetta against Abel from the beginning. Okay? Now, let's see what goes on with these wives now, because that's the question. Okay? But as to hard-hearted Cain, Satan came to him by night, showed himself, and said unto him, Since Adam and Eve loved thy brother Abel much more than they love thee, and wished to join him in marriage to thy beautiful sister, see there? So they were going to join Luluwa in marriage to Abel. Y'all see that? And Achlea, the one that was born with Abel, was to be Cain's wife. Y'all see what's going on here? But remember, it already said that Luluwa was more beautiful than all of them, even Eve. Okay? You see that? So Satan's telling him, he's gotten to his mind and he's telling him, okay? He's using jealousy, envy, covetousness. Okay? He says, they love Abel much more than thee, and they wish to join him in marriage to thy beautiful sister, because they love him, but wish to join thee in marriage to his ill-favored sister, because they hate thee. So Achlea wasn't that good looking. They said, Cain, they trying to give you the ugly wife, man, because they don't love your ass. They giving Abel the fine ass wife because they you see what I'm saying? They're just trying to rile this nigga up to jealousy. Remember, they are not the same seed line, though. Cain and Luluwa are not the same seed line as Abel and Achlea. Y'all understand that? Okay. It says, after Satan said this, it says, And Satan departed from him, but the wicked one remained behind in the heart of Cain, who sought many a time to kill his brother. Y'all see that? Y'all see that? All right, so let's go and let's get some more. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. All right. Y'all check this out. Jealousy overcomes Cain. Told you. He makes trouble in the family, and how the first murder was planned. Y'all see that? All right. Then Adam said to Eve, Behold, the children grow up. We must think of finding wives for them. Now, this is the question that the brother asked me, or sister, who I'm not sure, but they asked me this. So we're going to answer it. Then Eve answered, How can we do it? Then Adam said to her, we will join Abel's sister in marriage to Cain, and Cain's sister to Abel. Y'all see that? Did y'all see it? Then said Eve to Adam, I do not like Cain because he is hard-hearted. That's Eve saying this, y'all, about Cain. He is hard-hearted, but let them bide until we offer up until the Lord in their behalf. And Adam said no more. Okay? Meanwhile, Satan came to Cain in the figure of a man in the field and said to him, behold, Adam and Eve have taken counsel together about the marriage of you two, and they have agreed to marry Abel's sister to thee, and thy sister to him. But if it was not that I loved thee, I would not have told thee this thing. So now Satan is convincing Cain that he loved him, and that's why he's telling him this. You see? You see that? Where am I at? 7. Yet if thou wilt take my advice and hearken to me, I will bring thee on thy wedding day beautiful robes, gold, silver, and plenty, and my relations will attend thee. Then Cain said with joy, where are thy relations? He said, where your family at? So y'all see what's going on? He's promising the same thing like Yahusha. I'll give you everything if you fall down and worship me. See, Cain, don't you see that I love you? That's why I'm telling you these things. You see? All right. So we want to jump ahead and go on and see what happens here. All right. 11. At these words of Satan, Cain opened his ears, so he listened to them, and he leaned toward his speech. And he did not remain in the field, but he went to Eve, his mother, and beat her, and cursed her, and said to her, why are ye about taking my sister to wed her to my brother? Am I dead? I told you guys in my last video, this is about a bride. This is about the land. This is about a birthright. You see how Cain, he beat his own mama about this shit. He beat her and cursed her and said, what the fuck is you doing trying to give him my wife? Nigga, that ain't your wife, nigga. You see? He beat his own mother up, guys. His mother, however, quieted him and sent him to the field where he had been. Then when Adam came, she told him of what Cain had done. But Adam grieved and held his peace and said not a word. He had to hold it in. He was like, shit, I gotta hold this in and see what's going on with this. Okay? So then they go on to go make an offering. Okay? Now, let's see, because this is the offering that we read about Abel accepting Abel's offering and rejecting Cain's offering, right? All right, so we know all about the offering. We don't have to read that. Okay, so let's see. Cain gets upset. When Cain heard those words of Satan, he was filled with rage. Filled with rage. Do y'all remember the video I posted with Sicky H with the child? And the child was posted on a page called Reaction Rage, y'all. Now, what's Cain's reaction when he don't like something that happens to him? Rage. You see? Reaction rage. So, y'all want to know who that nigga is now? What spirit he under? Cain. Okay? That's off subject, but we getting back to the point, though. So let's see what Cain does. He says, oh, brother, the country is so beautiful, and there are such beautiful and pleasurable trees in it, and charming to look at. But, brother, thou hast never been one day in the field to take thy pleasure therein. Today, O my brother, I very much wish thou wouldest. Come with me into the field, to enjoy thyself, and to bless our fields and our flocks, for thou art righteous. Look at this nigga. You're righteous, Abel, and I love thee much. O my brother. But thou hast estranged thyself from me. He wasn't fucking with him. He said, no, man, I ain't messing with you, bro. You wicked, you evil, so I don't fuck with you. He's like, man, you don't even mess with me no more. But I love you, and you're righteous. And just talking shit to him, lying to him, to get him, to convince him to come with him. Y'all see that? All right, let's see what happens. Then Abel consented to go with his brother Cain into the field. All right? Y'all see that? Alrighty then. A wicked plan is carried to a tragic conclusion. Cain is frightened. Am I my brother's keeper? the 7 punishments, pieces shattered. Okay? So they were walking along, and I'm not going to read it all. You guys read it when you get the chance. Okay? But I want to get right to the point. Right to the point. Then Cain, when he came up to him, comforted him with his talk, walking a little behind him. Then he hastened and smote him with the staff, blow upon blow, that he was stunned. So Cain was hitting Abel with this staff. Okay? But when Abel fell down upon the ground, seeing that his brother meant to kill him, he said to Cain, "O my brother, have pity on me. By the breast we have sucked, smite me not. By the womb that bare us and that brought us into this world, smite me not unto death with that staff. If thou wilt kill me, take one of these large stones and kill me outright." Then Cain, the hard-hearted and cruel murderer, took a large stone and smote his brother with it upon the head until his brains oozed out, and he weltered in his blood before him. Y'all see that? Do y'all see that? Now let's go ahead. When Luluwa, remember, that's supposed to be Abel's future wife. He hasn't married her. Now he's dead. Y'all see, just like I told you in my video. When Luluwa heard Cain's words, she wept and went to her father and mother and told them that Cain had killed his brother Abel. Then they all cried aloud and lifted up their voices and slapped their faces and threw dust upon their heads and rent asunder their garments and went out and came to the place where Abel was killed. Okay? And they bury Abel. Okay? And Seth is born in the place of him. All right? So let's get down here and just see who was around. It says, as for Adam, he knew not again his wife Eve all the days of his life, neither was any more offspring born of them, but only those 5. Cain, Luluwa, remember they came together. Abel, Aklia, they came together, and Seth alone. Y'all see that? All right. Let's see. One more thing I want to get. One more thing I want to get. Let's keep going. I'm going to keep on the scrolling. I got to give me a little time to find it. Not able to find it at this particular moment, the thing I'm looking for. Sorry about that, guys. But as you can see, Luluwa was supposed to be wed to Abel, and he was murdered before that could happen. So he was never able to take up his birthright and to claim what was his by his birthright. You see that? So that's the way it was set up to be. Aklia was to be Cain's wife. Luluwa was to be Abel's wife. Hope I answered that question. Luluwa, Mr. Allah.